Hey Kipsters, happy Halloween and happy Halloween weekend. Don't forget to set your clocks back. It is daylight savings weekend. But before you do that, make sure that you do your life work. We're about to talk about shrinking fractions. So let's go ahead and get started. So I want you to imagine that there is a 100% bar. Instead of talking about 100% now, we're going to talk about a value. So let's say that this bar is equal to, let's say, $12.40. And instead of talking about percentages that I want to shrink to, let's talk about fractions that I want to shrink to. We know something that's less than 1 is a proper fraction. So let's shrink something to 3/4. So let's find 3/4 of $12.40. Now, many of you are probably thinking, hey, Mr. Hambly, I remember 3/4 is equal to 75%, and I can multiply it by 0.75. That's perfect. That's great. Another way to think about this is to think about dividing the 100% bar into 4 parts and to identify the third part. So if I could just figure out what that is, that'd be great. So in my calculator, I'm going to transform 3/4. And I'm going to say 3 divided by 4 is equal to 0.75. So the cool thing is I'm not given a percent, but I can change it into a decimal, and that will help me figure it out. So now that I know that this is equal to 0.75, what I'm going to do is I'm going to multiply these two. So 0.75 times 12.40 is equal to 930. So we can say that 3/4 of 1240 is equal to $9.30. Okay, let's go through our first example. The marathon is 26.2 miles long. Mr. Hambly has finished 6/8 of the marathon. How many miles has he finished? I'll start you off and then I want you to finish. So we have a 100% bar of 26.2 miles. And Mr. Hambly has finished 6/8 of them. So if I divide this into 8 parts, I wonder if I can erase. Make mistakes. Alright, so if I divide this into 8 parts, it's 4 parts, 8 parts. I might be able to figure out where 6/8 is. Alright. I'll let you get started. So we're trying to figure out what is 6/8 of 26.2. You try by yourself. On your marks, get set, go. Okay, what you should have done is you should have, 1, divided to figure out what 6/8 is. 6 divided by 8 in my calculator is 0.75. Now all I have to do is multiply, just as if it were I'm shrinking it to 0.75. I got 26.2 times 0.75 equals 19.65. So we know this value is 19.65. Alright, so that means that's how many miles they have finished. So if I've only gone 6/8 of my marathon, I've only gone 19.65 miles. Alright, you try the next one by yourself. Alright, Miss Robinson's birthday party lasted for 184 minutes. At 4/5 of the way into the party, Miss Robinson cut her birthday cake. How many minutes did it take to cut the birthday cake? So I'm going to draw my 100% bar. I know it's 184 minutes. Alright, so I'm going to split this into 5 groups. And apparently she cut the birthday cake without me 4/5 the way in. Alright, so we need to figure out what 4/5 is as a decimal, just like as if we were trying to find the percent to turn that into a decimal, like when we were finding tip, tax, and discount. So 4 divided by 5 is 0.8. And now what we're going to do is we're going to multiply that in order to shrink 184 to only 0.8 or 4/5 of the bar. So 0.84 times 0.8 is 147 minutes, 0.2. So that means she ate her birthday cake without me 147 minutes, 147 and 2/10 minutes in. All right, try this one. Miss Baum is leading a 90-minute yoga class. She takes a break 3/4 of the way into the class. How many minutes into the class did Miss Baum take a break? So let's do our 100% bar. We know that it was a 90-minute class total, and we're asked to find 3/4. So 3/4 of the way in is 90 minutes. Well, we know that that's 3/4. So let's change 3/4 into a decimal. I'm dividing 3 divided by 4, which is 0.75. Now, in order to shrink it, I need to multiply it by 0.75. So 90 times 0.75 is 67.5. So that's Miss Baum took a break at the 67 minutes and 30 seconds in her yoga class. All right, try this one all by yourself. Have a great weekend. Bye-bye.